Here at the Théâtre Le Manège.
The toast is to the Alliance.
I propose a toast, sir,
Gene.
to the SOA organization, to SOA.
We can never miss without a toast to the ladies.
Oh.
God love them.
And safe journeys to all. Good to have you here. You're here. Thank you. See you tomorrow already.
From abroad to be with us today. Do I need a microphone or? No. So I'll do it without the microphone.
The bass section does
As part of the greetings, I would want to extend a special welcome and acknowledge the presence of our President, General Short, and Mrs. Short, Jean Gay, the chairman of the very active US chapter, and his wife Patricia, and he's not there yet, but Monsignore Wachter, who I was told has been the longest serving member on those gatherings and is in a way the collective memory of this association. So I'm operating under his responsibility. That's the agenda for today. In the morning session, we will hold the General Assembly and address the bullets as indicated on the screen after a couple of opening remarks from our President. We will touch on the status of the association and provide a short activity report. We had planned to provide you the exchange of views, inputs, feedback, so that we can take away what your expectations are and how we are going to move forward with the association in the coming years. To take the floor for a couple of opening remarks. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Are we using this or? Okay. To say thank you, Richard, is an understatement. Richard is the one that really got all this with some help from his friends, pasted together, and has done wondrous work for our Shape Officer Association. It helps to have a vice chairman that's available, that's in the area here. It helps to have a chairman that is, how to put this, inside the fence, as General Costella has been. And so when the SACUR has some questions about what's going on, he can look at the three and say, okay, Gus, what's up? And this is very, very useful. Anyway, the setup, and again, Richard, my thanks to you. And also Ray Healy for leading us around I was at my alma mater not long ago, a boys' school on the Hudson River, somewhere north of Sing Sing. And the superintendent stood up, West Point's what I thought. The superintendent stood up and said to my class, he said, the one thing I want you guys to remember, it is no longer 1956, which came as kind of a shock. And that's really, it's no longer 1991, right, my friend? And shape has indeed changed, and just it was impressive to take a look around and see, yeah, things are different. Just a little bit about the Alliance, and I'm glad Kathy's coming in to talk about the notion of partnerships, how to get to where I want to go with this one. First of all, I always felt that from a purpose statement point of view, our statement is the reason we exist, Shape Officer Association, is to sustain the Alliance. Sustain the Alliance. Now, how do we go about doing this? We remember the past. And I know the people, I was talking to them last evening that I served with during the period of time the wall was coming down. For your entire life, you can, and I'm honored to be among them, you made a difference to our world. That's huge, and it's important to recognize that. And as you become permanently blonde, you think about that stuff. Okay, we've been a lot of places, done a lot of things. What really happened at the end of the day, and what happens at the end of the day, is very, very important. Anyway, looking around at my friends that were here during that era and before and in the present tense, you did make a difference, and you are making a difference, and that's why we're gathered. This is important. Now we are collecting history. Tom Bauer, Gene, is that right?
Yes, sir.
I think he's contacted many folks by email wanting a short, synopsis of your service here at SHAPE, things that occurred, things that you remember, and he's pasting all this together to collect, again, remembering our Supreme Headquarters, Allied Powers, Europe. The other thing that is going on that I think is tremendously important is that we keep meeting. You know, it's interesting. SHAPE has been through various generations and phases. The Cold War generation, the generation that dealt mainly with the Middle East. Now the Middle East has refused to behave and go away, so we're dealing with the Middle East, and today we have active, how to put this, almost say so, but Russian leadership that is an adversary and needs to have an alliance. Look at what's going on with Mr. Putin, what's going on in Aleppo, and all the rest of it. As we speak this morning, the world is just, it's in turmoil. And to have this headquarters focused on all the aspects of this is just a remarkable thing, and bringing the allies all together is very, very important. One of the reasons I bring this up, so important to understand this, is that politically, in many of nations, all 28, there are people that are questioning, why is there an alliance? What difference does it make? People are not paying their fair share or whatever. The important thing is to hang on to the idea of sustaining the alliance. This is remembering the past, and now how do we move into the future? How do we prepare ourselves for that future? And part of it, I think about our scholarship initiatives. I think of things going on like the professional development, and I want to talk to General Scaffarati about that, that we can do a lot for the junior officers and not so junior officers from all nations that are here. And programs along that line, I think, are tremendously important. Also is remembering our hosts, and I think you get the idea of what I'm trying to get at here. But it seems like this is impossible, but in 2017, we will celebrate the 50th anniversary of the good people of Mons, Belgium, hosting our headquarters. 50 years since 1967. At any rate, we have all those things that are going on. We look forward to the day. Richard, we thank you very, very much for all your help with this. And we'll hear from General Gastella this afternoon. And it's always good to get the Chief of Operations, Plans, and Intelligence. One of these days I'll get this figured out. The three is no longer exactly the three, but anyway. Really to have Gus give us a briefing, I think, is just going to be wonderful for us. Worth our attendance. So, Richard, go get him.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We get the whole group. There we go. We're going video here. There they are. Oh, there they go. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back.
Always.
Yeah. All right. This is Musaka. There they are. Okay, we're going to go this way. Yeah, come right around here. I got pictures of everybody. There they are. Oh, there's the salmon. Yeah, we'll check out the salmon here. Yeah, okay, we're checking out salmon. I'm checking out the food. Make sure everybody got it. Oh yeah. All right, here we go.
It's more relevant now than almost ever, and I mean that. Not that it wasn't very relevant at its beginning, but it's exceptionally relevant now because of the dynamic and difficult world that we face. And so with that, let me just jump into how NATO and how SHAPE sees the world, and then the challenges that we face. So these are abbreviations. I'm going to kind of first go up through how we see the world around us, the strategic directions, east, south, and rear, and then talk about some of the missions we have are ongoing and some new things that have happened since we last talked about a year ago. NATO's been busy, and I'll get into some of that stuff. And then lastly, we'll just jump right into questions. So our good friend, the one nation that was the core of what you guys were deterring for many years, we have deterred, is no longer that good partner where they used to.
Uzbekistan, the Kyrgyz Republic, or Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, and I say unfortunately Afghanistan, because it's not a traditional partner in any way, shape, or form at the moment, because it's an operation. So, without further ado, I will start talking about how we got to military partnerships. Now,
Chairman of the Executive Committee, we need to pick one every time just like that. At any rate, it's been a good day. I think we're moving forward too. I like the initiative where we start to work with social network, work more closely with the SHAPE PAO, the idea of branding and getting our name out there a little bit more. It's going to be very useful. And when I get the chance to chat with General Scaparrotti, I'll bring this up and tell him, hey, that's what we have in mind, that our goal really is outreach, and if we can work with the SHAPE PAO, it'd be a very useful approach. Anyway, great to see everybody, and look forward to seeing you either on the golf course or traveling around somewhere in Belgium.
Dinner tomorrow night.
Wow.
Wow.
But now she's got a job in Sembat.
Oh, Sembat.
Ansbach.
Oh. We'll get the group coming in here.
So she'll probably ask me about them, and I'll tell her
Okay.
that she heard
Yeah.
that you heard.
There they are. There he is. We get him. Officers Association trophy. And here's the Robbins trophy. Here's the tables.
Well, it's there if you don't. I asked the.
This one? Just got his money, yes. You got a voto Sante. There you go. Sante. There you go.
Hey, I played
We get some video.
but I don't know how the others.
But you will win, huh?
I'm not sure.
You will have a prize.
Symposium of the SHAPE Officers Association. 56 years. I was in college when it started. That was a few years ago. But first thing I want to do is introduce the head table. We have our president, General John Shaw, and his wife Beverly.
Good evening.
General Scaparrotti, Zach here. Welcome. Monsignor Vector. Monsignor Vector, first symposium was in 1968, and he's not missed a one since then. We have Ron Webb,